In this quick tutorial, I want to show you how you can use the intersection widget for the Elementor page builder plugin. And the intersection is a very helpful widget that you have inside of Elementor. And the reason why you should use this is I have an example over here. This section consists of, let me open the navigator so you can see it. This section consists of one column, and inside that column you have a heading, which is this widget over here, the buy online text. It's a heading. Below that you have the text editor with the text find the best price. It's over here. And then you can see you have an intersection, and below that intersection, which is marked with the blue lines, you have another intersection, as you can see over here. And if I click on the arrow for the drop down menu for the intersection, then you can see that this intersection consists of 3 different columns, and also this intersection consists of 3 different columns. And inside every column you have an image, which is in this case, for this example, it's a Rolex logo, and below that you have a button. So maybe you can guess it already, but the reason I have used intersections inside this column is because if I don't use an intersection, so let me give you an example by duplicating this Rolex logo. If I just place it below the find the best price text, you can see it will be placed automatically below this text. But in this case, I thought it would look nice if I could have this text over here, and then I want to display 3 logos beside each other, and also over here 3 logos, and of course with the buttons also, but next to each other. Because if I would have placed everything like this below each other, and let's say I had this logo below that one, and let me duplicate it, and also this one, then everything would be below each other. And if I would add some more spacing over here, it can be okay, and it could look nice also, but then a whole lot of scrolling would be necessary to view all the logos. And when you have an affiliate site, for example, like I've made for this tutorial, then it's better, and it's also more helpful for visitors to just see in one blink of an eye which options you have, which logos are all available with the buttons, instead of scrolling too much. So that's the main reason to use intersections, because if you place widgets inside a column, then they always will be placed below each other. For example, if I now add an icon over here, it also is placed below the other widgets inside that column. And what the intersection will do is, let me show you, I can drag an intersection. Let me put it below this text. If I place an intersection over here, you can see I can place this inside a column, and the intersection will have the option to place multiple columns next to each other. So by default it has 2 columns, but you can also duplicate a column, and now it has 3 columns. You can also duplicate it again. So now I have 4 columns, and what I can do now is I can select, for example, this logo again, and I can drag it inside the column that is part of this intersection. So when I do that, and I place this button below, now I have 4 options to place the logos next to each other. So let me show you again, just to make sure for this one. So I'll drag it inside of this column, and this again. Now this is some more space because I have just edited it. So let me delete it again, and now it's nice on the same height. Just duplicate it again, just to give you a quick example. Duplicate it again, and also for the buttons. So now I can place 4 columns next to each other. And if I want to, I can also duplicate it again. So now I have 5 columns next to each other. So that is the reason to use intersections, because if the intersection wasn't used in this case, in this column, then I would never be able to place widgets next to each other inside of a column. And one thing I almost forgot to mention is, of course, like every single part that you can select in Elementor, like widgets, columns, sections, you name it, everything is adjustable. You can customize everything, and it also goes for the intersection. You can click on it, and now you can see over here that the intersection has been selected. And you can also use the navigator, of course, to select an intersection or any other part. And once the intersection is selected, then of course you have the 3 options over here: the layout, the style tab, and the advanced tab. And with these options you can customize basically everything that you want. So let me show you let me show you a few quick examples. Over here you can do some basic settings. Over here you can select how the structure must be for the column. So if you want all the columns to have the same size, or you want to place 2 columns that are smaller, and then the 3rd column that is wider. And of course you can also just do it by going over here with your cursor, and you can do it like this. You can also adjust the columns. And one thing that is good to know about Elementor, I have mentioned it a couple of times already, but let's say now it's too small and I don't want it, you can undo the change by clicking on Ctrl Z. And if it don't work, you have to click on the purple bar and then do it again, Ctrl Z, and now it's back to how it was before. So the style tab, you can use this to, if you want to, you can add a background color by going to this over here, select background type. You can place an image for the background, or you can just select a color. Now it doesn't look nice because the logos have a white background, so now it stands out. It's not nice how it is looking right now, but just to show you how it works. And if you want to redo this or clear it, you can click on this icon. Now it's back to how it was. You can also do a gradient background, and then you can select 2 different colors. For example, you can select this and you can select this, and now it's looking like this. So that's the gradient option. You can, even if you want, you can add a video for the specific background for an intersection, and it also goes for a normal section. So basically the options that you have for the intersection are very similar to the options that you have with regular sections. So I won't go into depth too much about this. It's all it's all pretty self-explanatory. You just have to see for yourself how it goes. You can have a border. You can add it like this. Now you have a nice border over here. You can also change the color for the border. You can change the blur. You name it. Everything is possible. You can do it like this. You can do it like this. You can do it like that or like that. Everything is possible with Elementor. And over here you can go to the margin and the padding. So let's say you want to add some more space between this text editor widget and the intersection. You could select the intersection and just add some margin like this, 50 pixels. Boom, now you have more space between. But now it's not necessary. And one cool thing is the motion effects. And the motion effects, now you see that the entrance animation is set by default, but if you select fade in left, boom, then it slides in whenever a page is loaded. Then it will slide in, or I'm sorry, I must say fade in from the left side, but you can also do it fade in from down, or you can fade in from the right, or you can bounce it like that. There are a lot of options which are very cool. So let me see. I think I covered almost everything. Oh yeah, another feature that might be helpful is you can hide specific widgets or sections or intersections, or almost everything you can select in Elementor. If you go to the advanced tab, and then you have the responsive option over here, and if you click on hide on tablet and you enable this, or click on hide on mobile, then in this case, because I've selected the intersection, this whole intersection will not be displayed on tablet devices and mobile devices. So now it's only displayed on desktop. So sometimes that might be a helpful feature if you have certain parts on your website that are only only good for the desktop view, and you don't want to display them for tablet or mobile view, then you can adjust it over here. So that was it. So I hope everything is clear. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comment section. And I hope you learned something new. Use this intersection because it's very easy, and you can basically make any design just the way you want it by placing widgets next to each other inside a column. So I hope you found it helpful. If you do think the video helped you out, please make sure to like the video, also subscribe to the channel, and of course hit the notification bell if you want to stay updated on new videos that I will be uploading. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you again in the next video.